All right, take one. Hi, friends. Welcome to Bali, Indonesia. I am here at Posco Studios. We're getting ready to do some tracking for some new music, new instructional material. I've got my cymbals with me, my custom made cymbals jazz line, designed by me and Mark Love. My two rides, 22 and a half and 20. My custom china, and of course my custom hi-hats. You're gonna hear them, you've been hearing them. And of course I have some brand new Ozones here, unplayed yet, so I'm very happy about my cymbal setup. And yeah, we're getting ready to make some great music here. So today I just wanted to talk real quick about being on the road and being, having to deal with things that come up in your life with regards to music and, life in general. I think it's important to know these things. Now, as I mentioned in my last video, distractions. Distractions are a problem. Why? Because if you're distracted, something's going on in your life, you have some emotional turmoil, or you have some things that are on your mind, what happens when you go to play? These things are going to come through. If you don't have like an incredible amount of concentration and ability to lock everything else out when you play, that is going to come through. So one of the distractions for me is being in Bali, such a beautiful place. I have the urge to want to go to the beach. I want to go see things. I want to, there's so many great things to see here. In fact, I got up early today, like at 7:30, just so I could head out to the beach before coming to the studio. It was a 1 hour scooter ride to the beach. I just went to the beach, had lunch, and then came back. We did all this, set up here. And, but it is an issue if you have to play the same day. Like I knew we were just going to set up. It's a privilege, to come and set up and not have to worry about playing the same day. In general, a lot of times, on lower budgets or something, you have to set up, play, do 9 songs in one day and you're out of there. How do you keep your focus when you're on the road having to deliver night after night or even in one session? You have to remember that drums are your sanctuary, okay? It's very important to keep in mind that music and drumming is like a sanctuary for you. It's some place where it's only for you, a way for you to express yourself on the most deep level, all right? It's not for anybody else that lives rent-free in your head, You have to come here the minute you sit down, you do whatever ritual it is to bring you into that space of drumming. Now, some African players, it's very interesting. What they do, they get up and they bless the seat. Like the first thing they do is like they'll bless the seat, okay, before they sit down. In India, many players will bless the stage before they get up on the stage. They'll kiss the stage and like concentrate, and there's a whole process that you go through to get it to that point where everything else disappears and you're just here. Players in the West do this also. I was playing with Barry Manilow one time, believe it or not, and there was all this tumultuous setup and crazy people on the set, tons of things to worry about. And it came time to play, and it was like 1, 2, 3, camera actions. There are all these cameras and tons of people, right? And Barry said, "Okay, wait a minute. I've got to focus. I've got to find my space." And he like took 3 seconds, and he just sat there for 3 seconds in silence, and he said, "Okay, now I'm ready." Every time I'd see Tony Williams play, whenever I went to a concert from Tony, he would sit behind the kit sometimes for minutes without saying a word, without playing, just looking, preparing himself for what was coming. And that whole thing created an incredible atmosphere, even with the audience. I mean, you can hear a pin drop, right? Nobody spoke when Tony was in this process. I mean, you can see in his eyes like there was this fire building, right? That's the same thing you have to achieve every time you go to play. You have to have a very, very good relationship with drums. You have to remember that they are the thing that separates you from the rest of the world. When you sit behind here, nothing can touch you, nothing should touch you. You should be only in the most deepest form of, let's say, meditation. Communication should be open with the things that are going to happen, and in order for those things to be open, to have those channels open, you have to be free of the outside world. Everything that is the deepest thing about you, about the human experience, about tying that into music, should be right at the surface. Okay? You can't think about whoever, what they did to me, or this person, that person, or what's going on, all superficial things. You cannot be in that space before you go to play. A lot of times players will use setup time to get into that space too. You set up your drums, everything's perfect. You enter this meditation, this meditative zone, and then you are able to get into a space where you're ready to play. I can't stress enough how important this is, because what happens is you think that the things that are bothering you don't come out in your playing. They will come out in your playing. Your mood will come through. So you have to be aware of that, so the purity of the music you're playing is not infiltrated by the outside world. Okay, that's something that I just wanted to take the time and say and talk about, because I'm going through a lot of that stuff myself. Very important to be reminded of what you're doing here. Okay, this is not something superficial. Many people take it like that, and if you look on YouTube, you see all the stick twirling and bashing and whatever, but that'll only take you so far. That'll only take you so far. When you reach 40, 50, 60, do you really want to continue acting like that, being like that, playing like that? I don't know one person in this world of drumming that is satisfied with that when you have been playing for a long, long time. So remember, drums are your sanctuary, are your world, are your connection to the infinite, are your connection to music and everything that is amazing and beautiful about life, okay? So with that, stay tuned for lots more new material, and thanks for watching. Remember, if you want to join the lesson site, you can. Only $200 gets you the full year program. See you there. Peace out.
Thank you.